Hey, we're back here at the auditorium, and Frosty, the place is jumping right now. I know when you were with the Estherville people, I was with the East Des Moines people. Kind of hard to tell them apart because their colors of one, East is red and black, and for Estherville is red and white. But we know this, they're all intent on victory tonight.
Well, Jim, I was just glad and hoping that you'd get scarlet fever while I was parting the Red Sea over there.
Oh, I knew you'd come up with something.
Look at that crowd right now.
Yeah, just a tremendous blaze of color and a lot of red tonight, as we said. Look at Estherville. Estherville, we are Estherville. And they are. They must have 25 busloads of people just in the bleachers alone. And, of course, they are saluting their players. This team, this tournament always is a blaze of color. All the school jackets and all of the uniforms, all the pom-poms, and all of the different schools represented.
And a lot of very important people, Jim, just buying tickets to sit in stands. There's a lot of fans here tonight that aren't just for Estherville or for East Des Moines. I get a feeling that the neutral crowd is going to be with Estherville, though, in this one because they're the smaller school.
Well, I think so. And, you know, you come in here with a traditional underdog role. Who knows who should be rated the underdog or the favorite. But I think you've got to go with the larger school in this case as being rated the favorite. And, but don't tell the Estherville people that because they are out on the far side and at the far end of the court. And all righty, there he is. There's Lieutenant Governor Terry Branstad is among the people here watching tonight. He told me last night, or 2 nights ago, when we talked with him, Frosty, that he was not, he lives on the south side, so he's kind of in between. Right now down to George Turner at courtside.
Now let's meet the two teams that will be playing tonight in the championship of the 1982 Girls State Tournament. First, the Estherville Midgets. Estherville, coached by Les Lammers, a graduate of Westmar College, and assisted by Al Lindbergh. They were Lakes Conference champions and made their second trip to the state tournament. They advanced to the final round game with a 54-50 win over Columbus of Waterloo, a 73-55 win over Mater Dei of Clinton, and a 66-60 win over Guthrie Center. They were 10th rated in Class 2A, 15th rated overall. They've won 25 games while losing but one. Let's welcome the Estherville Midgets. Now let's meet the East Des Moines Scarlets. East Des Moines, coached by Bob Hanson, a graduate of Wayne State of Nebraska. He is assisted by his wife Sharon and Gary Brand. The girls won the Des Moines Metropolitan Conference Championship, and they advanced to the final round with a 67-49 win over Minneapolis, an 84-57 win over Winfield Mount Union, and an 81-75 win over Fairfield. They were rated 6th in Class 2A, 9th rated overall. Their record is 26 wins, 2 losses. Let's welcome the East Des Moines Scarlets.
Champion of Champions game right after this.
I used to love helping my mom feed the calves, just like Mary loves helping me. We still feed Land O'Lakes calf milk replacer. My dad always said there's no better quality. Mary's dad says the same thing. He likes the fast gains. Mary likes the easy mixing. And I like the way Mary takes great pride in these calves, because I take great pride in Mary.
Oh, man.
For almost anything you need for farming, see your cooperative.
Now let's meet the individuals that will participate in tonight's championship game. First, the non-starters for Estherville. Meet Connie Kaltvedt. Alice Jasper. Deb Lights. Nancy Waldron. Karen Scheidel. Julie Kennecke. Sherilyn Newman. Deanna Lammers. And Rhonda Kletch. The assistant coach, Al Lindbergh. Now the non-starters for East Des Moines. Debbie Fundheller. Sue Hill. Linda Estes. Sherry Rose. Laura Stewart. Jill Wakeoff. Debbie Smith. Robin Reese. Tammy Poston. And the assistant coaches, Sharon Hansen, and Jerry Brand. Now let's make the starting lineups. The guards first for Estherville, number 21, Julie Ruland. Number 54 from East Des Moines, Desi McGuire. From Estherville, number 43, Deb Niles. From East Des Moines, number 44, Jamie Satterfield. From Estherville, number 45, Julie Lammers. And from East, number 34, Beth Hamilton. Now the forwards. From Estherville, number 11, Diane Noss. From East, number 40, Roxanne Johnson. From Estherville, number 13, Brenda Arment. From East, number 32, Diane Reynolds. From Estherville, number 35, Amy Montgomery. And from East, number 10, Opie Lowry. The coach of the Estherville Midgets, Les Lammers. And the coach of the East Des Moines Scarlets, Bob Hanson.
And the two men, coach, big hand. We're ready for basketball action. The Scarlet of East against the Midgets of Estherville. And Frosty, I suppose if you reduce it all to one or two questions, can the leading scorer in the state tournament field, Opie Lowry, beat the top defenders in the tournament field, Debbie Niles and her crew from Estherville? And that's going to be really the key of the battle, I think, tonight.
But keep in mind, Estherville came in the highest scoring tournament team out of the 16, so they can score points also, Jim. Stage is all set. The answer to a teenage girl's dream, 490 schools a month ago. Started sectional, then it was regional, and here it is, Jim, down for the state championship basketball game. And to tell you all about it, a champion in his own right, broadcasting, here's Jim Zabel.
Thank you very much, Frosty Mitchell, and I can't believe this is the 27th time we have done this up here, dating way back to the middle 1950s, and this game could be as good as any of them with the great talents on both of these ball clubs, and they come onto the field. Frosty was mentioning about the balance in the forward court, despite the predominance of Opie Lowry, averaging 32.4. The other forwards are also in double figures, and for Estherville, the whole front court is averaging above 20. And Estherville will put the ball into play. They're wearing their dark uniforms, their red uniforms. Diane Noss out to Brenda Arment, and right off the bat, she takes a shot, and right off the bat, Beth Hamilton gets the rebound for East.
And this answers the question. They're going to play them straight up, man on man, Jim.
And here's Opie Lowry, and she tries the shot, can't do it. Estherville with the rebound. And so Estherville passes the first test as Julie Lammers gets the rebound and passes across the line, but it doesn't get him any place. Satterfield intercepts, and now right back to East.
East Des Moines is putting Lammers in front of Opie Lowry. They want to go with Niles apparently behind in their version of a man-to-man, but also they like to have Lammers on the weak side for the rebound.
Roxanne Johnson, number 40, and now over to Diane Reynolds, and they're using her as a decoy. Last night, she won on the basis of free throws with no field goal. Tonight, in the first minute, she has her first field goal of the last two nights. Okay, here's Diane Noss with the ball for Estherville. She does it. Score tied at 2.
Diane Noss has that unorthodox shot, but it's a good one, and she's also the best passer, I think, amongst some great forwards in this tournament.
And here's Roxanne Johnson trying to hit Opie Lowry. Over to Diane Reynolds, the great softball pitcher as well, MVP of the summer softball tournament. They threw it out of bounds. Over the head, and right away, it's paying off to have Deb Niles, 6'1", in front of Opie Lowry. To get over her hands, they threw it out of bounds.
Now they have to change the trajectory of a pass. All the other teams have had to change the trajectory of their shots.
Here's Brenda Arment. Over to Amy Montgomery. She goes against Satterfield. Arment with the ball. Going against Tessie McGuire. She's open, can't buy the shot, but the rebound picked up by East. That's Beth Hamilton with it. Now Roxanne Johnson, and Opie Lowry does have it. Sets, and she's got the longest pair of arms, maybe to guard her this year, in front of her. And Deb Niles is only a junior at 6'1". Opie is 6'3". Roxanne Johnson, good. And the place is screaming on both sides. East Des Moines leading by a score of 4-2.
And Jim, Roxanne Johnson just showed why you can't double team Opie Lowry.
Ball is loose, and look at the job the East guards are doing. Beth Hamilton just giving them one shot that time. Diane Reynolds takes the ball. East has a chance to go up by 4. Roxanne Johnson. Deb Niles really down there, glued to Opie Lowry. Back out now to Roxanne. Opie Lowry gets the ball, and her shot, no good. 2 times, but the rebound shot by Lowry. She makes it. Opie Lowry with her first field goal. So all 3 of the forwards of East have accounted for 2 points. 6-2 East.
That's just about her range. 5 feet down the baseline or out in front.
Diane Noss with the ball going against Hamilton, and Noss quick as anything. Back to Arment. She tries it. Look how fast they move it around. Back to Noss. Does she do it? She does it.
Jim, on that basket by Opie Lowry, she now has 129 points in the tournament. She just moved into number 35 all time, passing Marianne Jensen of Oakland and Marjorie Gast of Steamboat Rock and Brenda Weed from Norwalk.
And they throw the ball away once again as they broke the wrong way, so it's going to be out of bounds, and it'll be played in from side court on the north side of the auditorium. by the Estherville Midgets, and they're hardly living up to that name tonight with Lammers at about 5'9", and Niles at 6'1". And once again, is Noss trying his shot. She's fouled, first of all, by Hamilton. First foul of the game, and it comes on Hamilton. Let's take a look at that shot on instant replay. Here's the way the thing started. There's Diane Noss. She goes up.
Puts that high trajectory on. The shot did not go in. It wouldn't have counted.
Now, here's Diane Noss again. She over the top. Rebound shot. Amy Montgomery is good. Amy Montgomery puts it through. The 5'8" senior averaged 23 points a game. A senior forward court for Les Lammers up there at Estherville. East 6 and Estherville 6. Seeing a classic matchup here at State. Opie Lowry with the ball. Dribble! Opie Lowry trying to get around Deb Niles. Travels with the ball, and the Estherville fans are delirious with the indications and implications of this early game matchup.
Jim, that turnover was because of intimidation. She knows that guard is there.
Lammers with the ball. She's the coach's daughter, and they're both juniors, Niles and Lammers. Lammers now going against Diane Reynolds, a fine overall athlete for East. East now back on defense. Here's Montgomery with the basketball. Looks to Noss. Passes to Brenda Arment. She's open. Look, good. Brenda Arment. And right now Estherville's out in front of East 8-6. We're at the midway point of the first quarter. Diane Reynolds. Roxanne Johnson. Looks to the inside. Over to Reynolds again. Back to Roxanne. They're forcing him to look for that outside shot. They finally get it to Lowry. Tries to get the give and go. Another block shot. Or another block pass, I guess I could say. And almost an interception by Debbie Niles. The noise in this place is deafening. Here's Roxanne Johnson. Back out now. Diane Reynolds takes it. Trying to get to Lowry. Estherville doing a good job defensively. Now Reynolds. Here's the pass to Lowry. She's underneath. She makes it. Finally, the patience paid off, and that has to be the byword for East tonight. Patience.
In that matchup, every time Niles blocks a shot, she sets a state tournament record. Every time Lowry scores, she moves up in the all-time parade.
Great little shot by Diane Noss. She is as quick as any person in this tournament.
Lowry that last time now has 131 points. She just passed Carla Hill of Southeast Hamilton, 1965.
Johnson,
34.
Opie Lowry, and once again over the head of Niles, and Opie Lowry starting to connect. 3 straight field goals, and East now is tied with Estherville. Here come the Midgets in their red uniforms. Back to Noss. He's going to take another one and can't do it. Fought for on the rebound. Hamilton down with it. East with the ball at forecourt. Roxanne Johnson, Opie Lowry. Back to Roxanne again, and now to Diane Reynolds. Here's Diane. Looks to Opie Lowry. Decides to give to Roxanne.
There's no question where they want to go.
There's the back door. Diane Reynolds as they use Opie Lowry as a decoy. So now it's East out in front. 12-10. Brenda Arment with the ball. Looks to the inside. Here's Amy Montgomery. She's going against Hamilton. Montgomery makes it look easy. She's got a great jump shot. All of the forwards do here in the Estherville court.
Amy Montgomery moved in from Ida Grove, and what a welcome addition she must have been as a sophomore.
Here's Roxanne Johnson. Opie Lowry once again has it against Niles, that one-on-one, and Opie's the winner. She has 4 straight field goals. East 14, Estherville 12. Amy Montgomery with the ball against Hamilton. Over to Diane Noss. She's going to do it all herself, and does. And a blocking foul is called on Bessie McGuire. Let's look at that one again. That's number 54, McGuire, getting in her way down there as Diane Noss comes in. Goes against her, puts her body against her, slid in from the side to do it, and so it's going to be Noss at the free throw line with a chance to pull the Estherville Midgets ahead. Diane Noss is a 70% free thrower. Hits it. During the tournament, she's hit 62.5 on 10 of 16. So she converts the three-pointer, and it's Estherville leading 15-14. Lowry with the ball, back to Roxanne. Now Diane Reynolds with it. Back to Roxanne. Over to Diane Reynolds. The back door once again, and Diane Reynolds now really making her presence felt. 6 points for Diane.
Great athlete. She's got a full ride scholarship to go to the University of Iowa to pitch softball.
Brenda Arment over to Noss. She just does not hesitate at all, and look at that shot.
Great shot. Oh, what a shootout we're going to have.
Completely guarded there, and Diane Noss gets her 11th point, and it's Estherville leading 17-16, 58 seconds to go, and a thrilling first quarter. Nobody wasting any time. As you can see, Roxanne Johnson for East, right along the baseline. East leading 18-17.
Last two times down, Johnson and Reynolds score. That's why you can't double team Lowry.
All right, and here's Amy Montgomery back out to Arment. Arment now with that shot of hers right through the hoop. I'm not sure I've seen any better bunch of natural outshooters than this Estherville club. All of them average during the season better than 20. They're the top offensive team in the field.
25 seconds in the quarter.
And Estherville is leading by 1. Roxanne Johnson along the line, fouled by Lammers. Julie Lammers, the daughter of Coach Les Lammers.
Either Lammers or Niles will have to go to the forward court, I'll bet you, next year. Probably Lammers, I would imagine. The only father-daughter combination in the tournament this year. Last year we had 5 fathers coaching daughters.
All right, Opie Lowry inbounded the ball, and now we're back again. Diane Reynolds. Ball is almost tapped away. Diane Reynolds gets it back again. Opie Lowry on the far side makes her move. Good. Opie Lowry shoots and scores over the head of Debbie Niles. 10 points for Lowry. She's maintaining that average. She averaged 32 during the season. First quarter comes to an end with East leading 20-19. Back after this.
Valor alfalfa out-yields vernal and many other top varieties by a full half-ton average per acre in test after test. What's more, Valor recovers fast, grows well in the fall, and is resistant to wilt. So yield-wise and otherwise, Valor stacks up very well. Talk to your cooperative.
For almost anything you need for farming, see your cooperative.
Well, in the key matchup between Opie Lowry and Deb Niles, you've got to give the edge to Lowry right now because she's made 5 straight field goals. Frosty, 10 points.
Jim, she's got 2 inches height at 6'3". Debbie Niles is 6'1". Neither was the tallest girl in the tournament. That was Lisa Becker from Cedar Rapids Jefferson at 6'4". In this tournament, there were 5 girls that were 6 foot tall or taller. There were 8 girls, however, 5'3" or under.
All right, Frosty, East is hitting a scorching 83.3% from the field. Estherville, a very creditable 64.3. Noss, 5 of 8. And Opie Lowry is 5 of 7. That's the way it stands right now with the scoring leaders.
And Opie's up to 137 points in this tournament.
Amy Montgomery taking the first shot of the second quarter, and Desi McGuire picks up the rebound for East. East now has a chance to go up by 3. Lowry slides in there, can't do it, and Lammers with a rebound, and that was a block shot. A block shot. She already has set a state tournament record in block shots and rebounds.
That's 21.
So each one adds to that record. Arment can't get the shot. And Satterfield gets the rebound. Hamilton now for East.
Jim, she's not broken the old record. She's shattered the old record.
Really has, and she's got practically a whole game to go, or at least 3/4 of that game. Pushing foul. Let's take a look at Opie Lowry in action right now. Opie Lowry, little pushing going on down there by Debbie Niles, and that's where she was charged with a foul, just pushing into her.
Jim, Opie has just become the 31st best all-time state tournament scorer. She passed Verdell Sharneman of Steamboat Rock and Helen Van Houten of Hansel.
There it is, Opie Lowry with a ball. This time she passes off underneath the Reynolds. Great play by Diane Reynolds. There have been 8 lead changes in the first quarter, and the score has been tied 5 times. That should tell you something. East Des Moines, 22. Estherville, 19. Noss with the ball. Tries that little bounce pass to Arment, but it goes out of bounds. That Noss has one of the best flat bounce passes I think I've ever seen.
And she did a behind-the-backer in the early rounds of this tournament to set up Amy Montgomery for a winning field goal.
And now Estherville coming up with a great steal on the ball. That was Julie Rulin. Top of the circle to Noss. Here's Noss, can't get it, but Arment has the shot, and she can't get it. Hamilton. Back over Jamie Satterfield, younger sister of the famed Teresa Satterfield of the 79 state champions for East.
Jim, for those people that are superstitious, East High in the light uniforms also wore light when they won the state championship in 1979.
Here's Diane Reynolds trying to work it into Lowry. She gets it there. Bent over backwards by Niles. But Roxanne is open. She can't do it. But rebounds her shot and then travels to the ball. Travels. Estherville has a chance now to pull up within one. 6:15 to play. And we'll be back right after this.
GO brand soybeans.
Central Minnesota.
They're developed for specific maturity zones around the upper Midwest.
Northern Iowa.
Reason? To give you full season yield potential matched to your zone. Wherever GO brand soybeans are planted, their yields lead the way to higher profits. You'll find the right GO bean for your area at your cooperative.
For almost anything you need for farming, see your cooperative.
Rusty, one of the highlights of this tournament is going to be the announcement of the all-tournament team. I wouldn't like to have Mike Henderson's job trying to tabulate or even trying to project a vote on that thing. There have been so many talented players, particularly in the guard court this year.
Jim, there's a little girl out there that wants a dream to come true named Satterfield. She was in this auditorium when she saw her sister, terrific Teresa Satterfield, named all-tournament in 1979. And this young Miss Satterfield was here, had a dream later that night that she, too, would be all-tournament. So later tonight, you might see a young lady's dream come true.
Okay, Jamie Satterfield, the latest, and a couple of fine players. Now the ball is put in play, and Diane Reynolds is called for a foul. Diane Reynolds.
Only 2 team fouls on each team, Jim, which is a tribute for the intensity of this play.
Right, it's amazing because they're letting him go pretty good, but they really are doing it with their agility and quickness. Here's Diane Noss now going against Satterfield, a fantastic matchup, and Noss wins this one. Going against one of the best guards in the state, Satterfield. You saw it right there yourself.
5'5" came out of that struggle.
Des Moines East 22, Estherville 21. Something to be said for offensive quickness, and certainly Satterfield has great defensive quickness. Here's Roxanne Johnson, she's fouled. Fouled by number 21, Julie Rulin.
Giving the credit out there to Carol Oberman and Don Proctor, those 2 referees are really doing a good job. They're letting them play, but keeping it under control.
And Julie Rulin has to be one of the fastest out guards in the state to complement the tallness of Lammers and Niles. Now goes to the inside, and Roxanne shoots it. Opie Lowry rebounds it, can't do it. Second one is good. Boy, you're almost helpless against her when she gets position underneath her.
She did a good job of blocking out to get that position, Jim. She's not just a scorer.
Estherville down by 3, has the basketball. Arment now, and a foul reaching in there and trying to get the ball. A contact foul. Right, Opie Lowry now. We're looking at the double effort by Opie Lowry. Look at that one. Goes up there and can't do it. Try once again. This time, the second time's a charm. Or actually the third time, because Diane Reynolds took the first one there. Back again now to Amy Montgomery. She said shoots in. Is it no good? It is. Foul on Jessie McGuire. Foul is on Jessie McGuire.
I just noticed Jamie Satterfield limp a little bit. I guess she's okay. She broke an ankle at basketball camp last summer and has played all the season, but she limped, but she's okay.
It's 1-1 time for the Estherville Midgets. Arment can't get it. Hamilton rebounds. Look at that long pass, and Reynolds almost let it go out of bounds there.
And that's a 94-foot court, that long pass.
Roxanne Johnson, Reynolds. Back to Roxanne again. They're coming out a little bit more. Johnson.
Oh, what a fake.
Great fake by Roxanne Johnson. 6 points now for Johnson.
And
East is pulling away to a 5-point lead.
6 was their biggest.
Back again, Montgomery. Running jump shot by Montgomery. A dandy. East 26, Estherville 23. 4:42 left to play in the first half. Again, Opie Lowry against Niles. She gets up there, and that arch-turner shot is just above the reach of Debbie Niles, and that's the difference tonight. Opie Lowry already with 14 points. East 28, Estherville 23, and that's what the Estherville people and the Estherville coaching staff was worried about. Opie Lowry's height advantage, jumping ability, wrist action, being able to extend herself above the reach of Debbie Niles going against her. Okay, it's Amy Montgomery to Noss. Look at that shot by Noss. She doesn't care who's guarding her. She just throws it up there. East 28, Estherville 25. Diane Noss now has 15 points for the night already.
Jim, this East Des Moines team tonight is playing a rated team for the 19th time this year.
They really have had a schedule. Opie Lowry's shot, can't do it. Lammers tipped it out that time, and it goes across. Julie Rowland gets it across the line. Here's the famed Estherville fast break. Noss takes it, drives the lane, bounce pass back to Arment. Fall away jump shot is no good. Oh. And the foul is called on Amy Montgomery. Boy, you talk about athletes.
Wow. Did she want this? Take a look.
Let's look at that one down there. Looked like a football play.
Watch 35 come into your picture in a red suit.
Going for the rebound, desperately trying to get it, and she collides with Hamilton, and so now it'll be East with the ball at forecourt.
Next time, East Des Moines will be on 1-1.
Roxanne Johnson off to Diane Reynolds. Hey, look, Roxanne. Here's Roxanne Johnson. Can't do it. And Reynolds with a fine rebound. Opie takes it. Back to Diane Reynolds. Going against Julie Rowland. She out-heights her by about 4 inches. Roxanne Johnson. And she can't do it. Opie Lowry rebound. Shot is no good. And now finally Julie Rowland comes off with the rebound, but let's see what's going to happen. Pushing foul. Called on Debbie Niles.
The Estherville crowd not happy with that one.
Boy, they are really up in arms on that one.
Watch. Debbie Niles will be number 43 in there.
Right. Let's see her now as she goes in. And now Julie Rowland gets it, but the foul was called previously on Niles. That's 2 on Niles. And Opie Lowry's at the line.
Opie 72.3 on the season at that line.
Hey, Opie Lowry again at the free throw line. And she makes it East 30, Estherville 25. The midgets now trying to play catch-up. Lammers across the line into forecourt. Out drive, shot. That's the sacred play, the fast break. And Diane Noss runs that as well as anybody I've seen in the state the last couple of years. Number 11. East Des Moines 30, Estherville 27. Reynolds. Back again to Roxanne Johnson. Against Lammers. Can't get it. Lowry, rebound. Block, and a foul, number 3, is called on Debbie Niles, and I know Les Lammers has to be worried about that.
You get 6 in girls basketball.
Now, watch her. Opie Lowry gets it, and Deb Niles goes up, and there's contact. So once again, it's Opie Lowry at the free throw line.
Jim, she just passed some great names. Lisa James of Belmont, Arliss Van Langen of Kamrar, and Sandy Feet of Garnavillo has 144 points in this tournament.
East Des Moines, and flawless Opie Lowry hits another free throw, or hits 2 free throws, and East is leading now, 32-27. Diane Noss over to Amy Montgomery to Arment. Oh! Their firepower is just unbelievable. They hit from all positions on the floor. East 32, Estherville 29, 2.5 to play in the first half. Roxanne Johnson to Diane. Here's Reynolds for the basketball. He rarely takes that outside shot. Roxanne gets that easy one there underneath as they sag off to guard Lowry. East now pulling away to a 5-point lead. Lowry has 6 offensive rebounds. East is out rebounding Estherville 17 to 12, to 15 rather. Here's Amy Montgomery, a rebound shot, no good, and they call a foul on Montgomery. Over the back of Satterfield. We'll take a look at this one here now. There goes the first shot. Now it comes down, Montgomery trying to get it, and as so often happens, they miss, and they foul trying to get it back. She goes over Satterfield's back.
They get an option, they'll take Diane Reynolds to the line.
Here's Reynolds at the charity line.
69.6.
Can't get it. Follow through. Roxanne Johnson doesn't get it. Lammers now to Julie Rowland. Look at that bullet pass go across the line.
We're under 2 minutes in the half.
Brenda Arment back to Amy Montgomery. She's going to let it go. Ooh. That's a high percentage shot for them, I think.
Beautiful.
They don't worry about being out there 10 or 15 feet. They just let it fly. Okay, 34-31. East Des Moines in the lead by 3. Here's Opie Lowry going against Niles, and she fails to hit it. Rebound attempt, no good, and another foul on Niles. Oh, she's unhappy.
A lane violation.
We'll take a look at this one. This could really alter the course of Estherville's plan. Okay, there's the first shot. And now going up for the second one, and there's the foul.
Jim, Estherville scored 31 points. That's more points in the first half than they scored in the whole game the first time they ever played East Des Moines in this tournament.
Right, and they're the top offensive team coming in here, averaging close to 80 a game. Defensive average 58.1. East averaging about 70 a game coming in here. Diane Reynolds at the free throw line. She's a 70% free thrower, and she converts twice. East back in a 5-point lead. 1:25 to play in the half. A deflected pass by Reynolds, picked up by Johnson. And a great defensive play by Diane Reynolds and Roxanne Johnson. Here's Opie with the ball. And she can't do it against Deb Niles. Niles has got to be careful, playing with 4 fouls now. On the other hand, they can hardly afford to take her out of there. Lammers to Montgomery. Underneath, there's Noss. And
That's a big bucket.
A big basket. 19 points for Noss.
With 49 seconds to go in the half, that was a big psychological bucket.
Here's Roxanne Johnson. They may play for the last shot. Goes to Lowry. 39 seconds, the clock working down. East with a 3-point lead, and Diane Reynolds can't do it. I don't think Bob Hansen maybe wanted to take that shot. Lammers now with the basketball to Niles, back across the line.
They've got 20 seconds to get on the board.
Here's Diane Noss to Amy Montgomery. We could have a 1-point game here at half. Diane Noss against Satterfield. She tries to go in, can't do it. They call a jump.
13 big seconds to play.
13 seconds. East 36, Estherville 33. Boy, you want action. You saw it here tonight. Nobody standing around out there. Both teams have a lot of movement in offensive and defensive court. It'll be Beth Hamilton now will jump for East, and Amy Montgomery will jump for Estherville. 34 against 35. 13 seconds to play in the first half.
Bob Hildebrand, the floor official, wants to change basketballs.
And to change basketball. Now he says, no, it's okay.
The floor official said it's okay.
Right. I think they thought it might have had a slippery substance on it or something. Here comes the tap, is controlled. No, Satterfield gets it, and over and back, and they're going to give it to Estherville.
And they've got 12 seconds to get on the board.
12 seconds remaining. A violation on the jump. Here's Amy Montgomery. Diane Noss down the lane, and her shot is good! 36 to 35. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. A long one by Reynolds. No good. And we have a 1-point game at halftime. The place is going wild. And we'll be right back with the Hall of Fame Award after this.
Lee Klein here, and we're continuing with Dwayne Halverson, Ag Services, Land O'Lakes at Fort Dodge. And Land O'Lakes has the enviable position of being #1 in feed sales to livestock farmers here in Iowa. So, Dwayne, how's that come about?
What's come about, obviously, Lee, as a result of many, many years of success. I think the key behind all the success is the philosophy that we've utilized. The philosophy is that let's let the farmer and the local cooperative decide what is best for them. As a result of that, we've had several programs throughout the years that have been consistent with that policy and that philosophy. First of all, the local cooperative and the farmers in that area decide if they want to manufacture their feed or they would prefer that we would manufacture the feed. That puts the control back to the farm level. Secondly, we're coming out with a new marketing program called Starting to Market. And this program is individualized for the farmer. And the farmer takes a look at his cattle, for example, and he says, given the breed types, given my feed inputs, and given the desired market weights, here's the program that's best suited for me. And one of the good points about this program is that the farmer does not have to make additional investments. Secondly, the consumer wins because the cattle are marketed at the most desirable weight.
We know we'll always have change with us. Change is a fact of life, and we'll have changes in livestock in the 80s. What's Land O'Lakes doing about that?
The single greatest change that is occurring in livestock production is that there's fewer producers and that they're larger. This trend has been going on for a number of years. Okay. Now, what we must do is say, look, we have various types and sizes of producers. Let's make sure that we can adequately serve all of them. But the new type that's coming along is this big specialized producer who's demanding new services, new technology, and we must gear up for him.
Just a word about feed research.
Feed research is critical, obviously. We're doing several things there. But basically the key is let's get more pigs saved per litter, let's get that sow back in production more quickly, and let's do the same thing with the milk cow. So we're doing work in milk replacer, for example. We're developing new rations, and we're learning more and more about basic nutrition.
I've been hearing about what you call the enterprise system. Now, you explain that.
Well, the enterprise system is key to the Land O'Lakes philosophy. We must decide as a cooperative, are we a feed company or are we a livestock company? A feed company produces feed. A livestock company looks at the whole array of the variables that that farmer is faced with in feeding his cattle and his hogs. For instance, housing, animal health, and marketing, in addition to feeding. And we believe that we should be involved in all of these if it helps the farmer.
Thank you, Dwayne.
Now to introduce the Hall of Fame honorees for 1982. We go to the floor and the research director of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, Jim Duncan.
Thank you, George Turner. 2 weeks ago, the National Organization for Women announced from Washington, D.C. that the leader in participation in sports in high school athletics for girls by 8 percentage points, the leading state is Iowa. This is coupled with the fact that in the past 7 years, 13 different Iowa women have been named first All-America, and they have been named in participation in junior college, in university, in AAU play, and also in professional. Out of the background of the hundreds of thousands of girls who have brought Iowa to this position of eminence, we present the 1982 Hall of Fame and award to each of the participants a Vicky, from the Latin word Victoria for triumph. The honorees will be escorted by the cover girl, Julie Coolman of Charter Oak Youth. The year is 1956. There have been 36 tournaments played, but no one until this lady came to the scene had ever scored 106 points in 2 games. She had 86 in 1 game in the season against Montezuma. In 25 years since, as scores have increased, there have been only 2 players who have equaled her total of 4,798 points in a career. Twice first All-State, she played for Iowa Wesleyan on teams that were 2nd and 3rd in the nation. She did graduate work in 4 universities and holds a master's degree. She taught at Savannah, Illinois, at Ankeny, and at Newton. At the latter school, she was intrinsic in the development of interscholastic sports for girls. Prominent on the national level in the division of girls and women's sports, she finally accepted the family challenge to raise livestock and run the family farm. Now with Mrs. D. Crow, she has the complete operation of what may be called perhaps the largest feminine farm operation in Iowa. 400 acres of land, 1,200 head of livestock, 21,000 bushels of grain. From New Sharon, 1957, one of Iowa's finest scorers, Hall of Famer Harriet Taylor. The year is 1975. A girl from Benton Community High School is finishing her career, and she has never been to the state tournament. But for 2 years, amazingly, she was the leading vote getter among all the guards for the all-tournament team. The reason, she had averaged over 11 rebounds a game, 8 interceptions, 7 blocks. Nobody in the statistics of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union has come close. It amounted to a turnover figure of 15 per game. Since that time, she was highly recruited. She played for Central on a team that won the sectional tournament. She won the state federation in the pentathlon. She taught first and coached at her home high school, Benton Community. Now Mrs. Mark Miller, elementary teacher in the Cedar Rapids parochial system. Hall of Famer 1975 Benton Community, Cindy Less. The year is 1933. It's a vintage year in Iowa girls basketball. We have our first two All-Americas playing in that state tournament. We have the first two professionals playing. 3 of the 8 girls named the best in 4 decades were in that tournament. But Hampton was captained by an all-state side center. And the press was talking about 6-foot players, but she stood only 5'3". Coach Gordon's problem was in the 3-court game how to get the ball to his tall forward. So he changed and put the 5'3" side center at the forward spot, and the team went on to victory. He tells about how she would drive full speed out of the corner, leap high, and loft the pass to the big forward. This is a team that doubled the score on all their combined opponents, a feat that has not been equaled in 49 years. She was highly sought for postgraduate play, but she went to Hamilton College in Mason City and eventually became the secretary for the sheriff of Cerro Gordo County. She had been named at that tournament the 5'3" player, the most valuable player of the tournament, the winner of the Henry Hasbrook Award. Her coach said she was so quick, so clever, and so smart. For over 43 years, the wife of Dr. Stanley Hill of Corinth, Mississippi, Hall of Famer Hampton 1933, Alice Pink. The year is 1958. A girl from Donaldson has brought her team to the state tournament 3 different times, but she is only second all-state. Her coach tells her she's got to average 35 points a game to make first. She said, if that's what it takes, I don't want it. I want the other girls to score. 2 years later, she was playing for Iowa Wesleyan as a rover in the game where they had 6 players, but 1 could go full court. And she played it so well that she was selected on the United States team in her sophomore year to play against the Russians in New York, in Cleveland, and in Denver. The next year, a first All-America, she played on the United States national team as they had a victorious record in games against the Swedish nationals in Stockholm and against the Russians in Moscow, Leningrad, and Kiev. By graduation, she was twice a first All-America. She taught in Colorado, ran a commercial greenhouse, and now Mrs. Don Finney of Donaldson, she operates with her husband, the Finney Real Estate Agency. Hall of Famer from Donaldson, 1958, the great internationalist, Judy Hodgson. And there they are, your 1982 Hall of Fame.
Well, we've found some people that are having their 50th reunion in the 49th year, but we all understand inflation. They came back here to honor Alice Pink Hall, who just went into the Hall of Fame, and this was her coach of the state champions in 1933, Glenn Gordon, and you came a long way. Where'd you come from?
1,800 miles from Seattle.
Just from Seattle, Washington. Who are some of these people around me that were on your state championship team?
Pearl Schnabel right here. There's Marguerite Krug, Bernita Krug, Mary Carter, LaVey Jackson. Where's the rest of them?
The state champs.
Mary Carter's around here. Oh, yeah, there she is.
State champs, and Glenn Gordon was their coach, and the year was 1933. To all of you, we say, welcome home.
We're happy to be here.
We pause for a moment to let these stations on the Iowa Girls Basketball Network identify themselves.
I used to love helping my mom feed the calves, just like Mary loves helping me. We still feed Land O'Lakes calf milk replacer. My dad always said there's no better quality. Mary's dad says the same thing. He likes the fast gains. Mary likes the easy mixing. And I like the way Mary takes great pride in these calves, because I take great pride in Mary.
Oh, man.
For almost anything you need for farming, see your cooperative.
Valor alfalfa outyields vernal and many other top varieties by a full half-ton average per acre in test after test. What's more, Valor recovers fast, grows well in the fall, and is resistant to wilt. So yield-wise and otherwise, Valor stacks up very well. Talk to your cooperative.
For almost anything you need for farming, see your cooperative.
You can enjoy False-Graph today when you open an IRA for tomorrow at UFS, because now, False-Graph is free with an IRA at United Federal Savings.
13's here for you.
Okay, we're just about ready to resume action here in the second half. Let's take a look at some of the first half statistics. It's kind of interesting. East Des Moines in the first quarter hit a sizzling 83% on 10 out of 12. Estherville 64%. But in the second quarter, partly due to Estherville's defense, 26% for East, making 48% shooting in the first half, while Estherville came in with 57% shooting. Very well balanced attack in the scoring as far as Diane Noss with 21 points, Brenda Arment with 6, Amy Montgomery with 8. And as we said, balance is the story. Opie Lowry with 18 for East, Diane Reynolds with 10, Roxanne Johnson with 8. And there you can see the rebounding for East, leading Estherville by 19 to 12. Turnovers, however, East also 5 to 2 for Estherville. And of course, the foul situation, they've got to worry about the 4 fouls on Debbie Niles in the backcourt of Estherville. She's got to play a little bit soft there for a while against Opie Lowry. But some sizzling shooting in the second quarter by the Estherville Midgets. Got the job done. They hit 8 out of 16, while East was hitting 5 out of 19. And so as a result, the halftime score, Estherville 36 to 35. Estherville trailing East by 1 point. Tonight's telecast of the 63rd Girls State Basketball Championship is brought to you by Land O'Lakes and your cooperative handling Land O'Lakes Telco products. All right, we're set now to start the second half of one of the most intensely played, one of the most competitive, one of the most furiously fought games that I can recall, and certainly one of the most exciting and even. East Des Moines 36, Estherville 35, and the same lineups will be out there that started the first part of the game. Estherville in the dark uniforms, their colors are red and white. East Des Moines in the light uniforms, their colors are red and black. East, of course, won the championship back in 1979. I was interested, Frosty, in comparing with some of the East people as to which team they thought was the best. And they said, well, let's wait till after the game, and then we'll tell you.
Bob Hansen told me last night, Jim, after the interview, Bob Hansen said that this was the team he was most excited about. The other one was preseason #1 all the way, so he's more excited about this.
Okay, well, we'll find out here. Now it's East as they change baskets, going to the west basket. Opie Lowry right off the bat, Kansas. Opie Lowry comes in with her 20th point of the game. She averaged 32 during the season, and she's far and away the leader in the scoring derby right now. And Amy comes through from her end. Amy Montgomery answering that shot by Lowry.
They're playing Debbie Niles in front of Opie Lowry, or almost in front of her this half. She's in foul trouble, of course, Debbie Niles.
With 4 fouls, and she's got to watch herself. Now they get it to Opie. Look at that shot. An air ball over the top by Opie Lowry. Julie Rowland got the rebound, number 21. Now here's Estherville with a chance to take the lead. Noss. Look at that bounce pass by Noss. Ball away jumper, a beauty. Amy Montgomery. As they start to hit on all cylinders. Estherville taking the lead for the first time since early in the first half. 39-38.
And the so-called neutral crowd has really swung to the kids from up in northwest Iowa.
There's Diane Reynolds, beautiful backdoor. Diane Reynolds. That's Reynolds' 12th point. East Des Moines back in front now in this topsy-turvy back and forth game. Noss, she's going to throw it up there, and she makes it. Uncanny shooting. She's only 5 feet 5, going against Satterfield in the backcourt at 5'8", and Jessie McGuire at 5'7". So, Estherville back in front by 1. Reynolds looks against Julie Rowland. Now here's Roxanne Johnson. She also against Rowland. Reynolds and Roxanne to Reynolds.
East Des Moines very patient. They played from behind to beat Lincoln in the sectional. Came from 13 back to beat Ankeny in the regional.
Right, and Lammers almost got a piece of that basketball. Roxanne Johnson constantly works it in. There's Opie Lowry. Her rebound shot simply devastating.
Way off balance when she shot that.
That's right, and they tried to force her out. She still got the bucket.
And the lead changes hands.
Noss with it against Satterfield and Jessie McGuire. Look at that shooting. And she comes in with her 25th point. Diane Noss.
Unorthodox, but dead-eye Dick. 2 hands from behind the head. That's hard to stop.
Here's Roxanne Johnson for East. Over to Diane Reynolds. Back to Roxanne again. They look to Lowry. No, she's going to take it. Can't get it. And Julie Rowland, the shortest guard in the court, grabs the rebound.
They've got the great size, but they've also got quick in Rowland.
A chance now to go up by 3 for Estherville. And Noss against McGuire. Look at that shot. Can't get it. Beth Hamilton with a rebound for East. And now East has a chance to go out in front.
Noss put on a great fake. We know she's a great passer and a great shooter.
Roxanne Johnson to Diane Reynolds. They got Opie Lowry caught in the middle between those 2 guards. Diane, is it going to go in? It doesn't. And Rowland, once again, the shortest guard on the court at 5 feet 5, gets it. They try to control it. Almost goes out of bounds. Amy Montgomery.
Showing what a great athlete she is with body control.
Diane Noss halfway in, and that shot puts Estherville out in front now by 3. The Estherville crowd going wild. Estherville 45, East Des Moines 42. Reynolds with the ball. Roxanne Johnson. Here's Lowry. And she gets it over the head of Debbie Niles. She had to work for that one. 24 points now for Opie Lowry.
Estherville making only its 2nd appearance here. They've only had basketball 9 years. East Des Moines here for the 3rd time.
And now, once again, down the right side, Diane Noss out to Brenda Arment. A little bit short. Goes out of bounds. It'll be East up court. Well, no, wait a minute. They rule. What do they rule? They rule that East touched it.
Diane Reynolds. Diane Reynolds touched it on the way out.
Okay, and now it is a substitution. Debbie Fundheller comes in, number 42 in the guard court for East.
I said Diane Reynolds.
Diane Noss shoots and scores.
It was Beth Hamilton.
Beth Hamilton, right. Okay, look at that. Noss taking it to him. 29 points for Diane Noss. Roxanne Johnson. Over to Reynolds. Back again to Roxanne Johnson. Here's Roxanne. Her shot is good. A beautiful flat trajectory shot. Puts it through. Estherville 47.
Jim,
East 46.
Shades of the great shootouts the last 2 years on championship
Trying
night.
to drive down court that time, and they ruled it Reynolds, or we should say Montgomery. The ball hit her on the knee. Went out of bounds. So
the last 2 years, Ankeny and Norwalk. 2 years ago, Jackie Meyer launched the shot, heard around the state. Last year it was Brenda Weed, and both of them were buzzer beaters.
This is Satterfield over the line now to Roxanne Johnson. Diane Reynolds takes it. We're down at the 3:20 mark in the 3rd period. Roxanne over to Diane Reynolds. Underneath to Opie Lowry. There it is. Opie Lowry, 26 points. He's back in front, 48-47.
Opie now has 153 points in the tournament.
Here's Reynolds. Can't get it. Rebound, Noss. And the shot no good. They fight for the rebound. And McGuire battling Satterfield. So furious is the competition. Opie Lowry, back door. And East is back out in front again. By 3. East 50. Estherville 47. Estherville Fundheller deflects the ball out of bounds.
Those last 4 points have put her to 157. She's passed Mary Henke with that one. She's now the 24th leading scorer in the Derby.
Estherville wants a timeout. This word from our sponsor.
Here's how to average up to one more live-born pig from every 3 litters. Pigs up to a quarter-pound heavier that gain more per day and have a better chance of surviving the market. 30 days before your sow's farrow, feed them XLP Pre-Farrow 30. It helps build better pigs, even before they appear.
For almost anything you need for farming, see your cooperative.
Down to Bob Hanson in the East High School huddle.
So when we give you double 3. Are we doing it now? Yeah, we're into it right now. Let's go, you guys. Let's make our run at them right now. Come on, gang. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Okay, we'll come down to the Estherville huddle the next time out, but right now, Easton Des Moines, after getting behind by 3, has surged back to take a lead of 3 with 2:51 to play in the 3rd quarter. Very crucial time here for Estherville. And Amy Montgomery responds. She gets her 14th point. East down to a 1-point lead now with Reynolds over to Roxanne Johnson. To Reynolds, Johnson going against Julie Rulin. Now Reynolds again. Johnson looks to Lowry, gets to Lowry. He tries to work around Niles and travels. Opie Lowry moves her pivot foot.
No doubt about it.
Bob Hanson not happy with that.
Bob Hanson made an interesting comment during that timeout. He said, let's make our run at him, but he was ahead at the time.
Julie Rulin almost traveled. She's got 3 seconds to get rid of that ball. Look at the defense being played by the East forwards. That's been one of the hallmarks of this tournament. Rulin now with the ball. Gets it across, and it's tied up. A jump ball. Fundheller.
Beautiful job of defense there.
All right, Debbie Fundheller, number 42, tied up with Amy Montgomery.
He's on the bench at Estherville.
He is. He's pulling for the midgets. Diane Noss, right down the middle. Look at that one.
That's her 100th and 101st point of the tournament for Diane Noss.
That's right. Her 31st point in this tournament out of Estherville's total of 51. Roxanne Johnson. And Estherville leading by 1. Reynolds has to reach for that one. Here's Reynolds now. Over to Opie Lowry. They're trying to screen her, push her back out. Wide her from the basket so she can't get those easy layups. Roxanne Johnson. But Lowry's in there. She's going to try for it, and she gets it. All net on that one. 30 points. Beautiful soft touch for Opie Lowry. Diane Noss, and she loses the ball. Amy Montgomery can't hold it. Now the ball in forecourt, and East comes up with a steal. Fundheller once again in on that.
Jim, with 1:18 to go in the 3rd quarter, there's not been a foul in the 2nd half.
And right break defensive play by Lammers. Lammers across the line to give and go. Noss can't get it. Oh, Noss driving in that time, and now the ball is knocked out of bounds, but it's still going to be Estherville.
Coach Les Lammers was up on that one. He said there was hacking on Noss as she went in.
Okay, Noss, nothing called. Amy Montgomery has the ball against Fundheller. She goes in the inside, takes Fundheller right to the hoop and beats her.
We're under a minute, and there has not been a personal foul either way in the 2nd half of this ball game.
Estherville 53, East of Des Moines 52.
That's
Roxanne Johnson.
That's better news to Estherville than it is to Des Moines, incidentally, because they're in foul trouble.
Johnson, and she can't get it. Ball went halfway through. Niles with the ball across the line, over and back. Over and back, it's going to go to Estherville. Right. So it'll be Diane Noss putting it in, and once again Estherville now with a chance to come up with a 3-point lead.
The official handling the ball is Don Proctor. The man that made the call on the line was Carol Oberman, a farmer from Yarmouth, Iowa.
Montgomery with it, and under, wide open. Arment shoots and scores. She pulls Satterfield completely out of position.
We're under 30 seconds.
Now with a 3-point lead. Diane Reynolds. Back to Roxanne Johnson. Over to Reynolds again. 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Roxanne to Opie Lowry, and no good. One more on the rebound. It'll be a jump. Oh, man, look at him go after those rebounds at it. Well, let's take a look now at the last bucket for the midgets. Look at that drive as they got Satterfield way out of position. Arment comes in behind her. And now, on the jump, it's going to be awarded out of bounds to Estherville. Estherville will have the ball. A chance to go up by 5. Here's Niles with the basketball.
8
Across
seconds.
the line. 8 seconds to go. They'll just keep possession here, I think. Noss with the ball.
Watch the roof come off now.
And Estherville finishes the third quarter with a 3-point lead. 55 to 52. Back after this from our sponsors.
Increased feeding efficiency and increased cattle profits go hand in hand, but neither is easy to reach. Land O'Lakes brings these goals a little closer with Land O'Lakes Felco Beef SRB. Beef SRB turns corn silage into an efficient, economical beef growing finishing ration. Land O'Lakes Felco Beef SRB, the economical silage ration balancer. Available now at your cooperative handling Land O'Lakes Felco feeds.
For almost anything you need for farming, see your cooperative.
Okay, let's go down to the Estherville huddle now and see what Les Lammers is saying. Okay, now over to East and find out what Bob Hanson and Sharon Hanson are saying.
I don't care if they go in. I want you to just go in there and snap them off. I want to see you on the boards on that run. We're going to go 1 to you.
Everything on the line. Tough talk by Bob Hanson. He's looking at Lowry. Says he wants to see her on the glass.
I want to see you on the boards, he said.
A 9 lead changes there in the third quarter. 17 in the game.
He wasn't talking about college boards entrance exams either.
Diane Noss. Ball inbounded by Arment. She almost loses it there. Back to Noss again. Here's Arment. They don't waste any time. A shot that's short. May have been partly blocked by Satterfield. And East with the ball now. So Estherville misses a golden opportunity to take a 5-point lead. Roxanne Johnson. Back to... on the far side. Back to Opie Lowry. And Opie's shot is tightly blocked. She can't get it. Judy Rowland with it. And now... Debbie Niles, the hero of the moment, has the ball. It's deflected out of bounds by Satterfield. Look at her go after that ball. You talk about determination.
Why save it, Jim? There's no tomorrow now for these kids. It's do or die.
We're in the fourth period. Estherville with the ball. And here's Noss, a big one here. Can't get it. They fight for the rebound. A foul on Satterfield. We'll take a look at that one. A big play here. Debbie Noss going up for the shot. Diane Noss, I should say. Watch the rebound here. Coming down the fight, and they roll at Satterfield. Pushed Arment out of the way.
The first.
They're not up to 1 and 1 yet. First move by Montgomery. Can't get it. Rebound Arment.
Jim, that was the first foul of the whole second half.
And now they call a charging, blocking foul. Block on Jesse McGuire. Jesse McGuire with a foul. Oh, that Estherville crowd going crazy back there.
We had 2 fouls in 12 seconds after we played about 9 minutes with none.
All right, Amy Montgomery back to Diane Noss. She fakes on the shot. She takes it and makes it. Diane Noss, 33 points.
Estherville's biggest lead of the ball game.
That's right. 5-pointer for the Estherville Midgets. Roxanne Johnson. Diane Reynolds against Rowland. Pass to Roxanne Johnson. And can she do it? Can't do it. Opie Lowry puts it through. Opie now with 32 points. And Estherville with a 3-point lead. Here's Arment. Guarded tightly there by Satterfield. Back to Montgomery. And it's not good. And a foul on Jesse McGuire. Foul on Jesse McGuire. We'll look at that one here now. The East guards really crashing in there. The shot comes down. Arment tried to get the hand on it. They call Jesse McGuire for a foul. Number 54. That's 4 on McGuire.
Jesse
now along the baseline, and another foul is called. This one on Fundhiller.
East High has picked up 4 fouls in 1 minute of play.
And Bob Hanson is wondering whether to call a timeout or not.
The next foul, you have Estherville on the line, 1 and 1.
Right, and Estherville itself has not committed a foul yet. The ball deflected, and a great save made on it, but Fundhiller comes up with it. So, East now right back in the thick of things. East with the ball, Diane Reynolds. Over to Roxanne Johnson. Back to Diane again. Here's Reynolds with the ball, in along the baseline. Reynolds to Roxanne Johnson. Here's Reynolds. Goes up. Shot no good. Jump ball.
Jim, on that last field goal by Lowry, she just became the 21st all-time scoring derby leader.
All right, Niles is 6'1". Reynolds about 5'8". Niles controls it. Lammers takes it, batted back across, and now Arment has it. Now, Bundheller almost gets a piece of the ball. Montgomery along the baseline, kicks it out. Look at the ball movement there. And Noss shoots it, and now they scramble. It goes out. It'll be East up court. No! It'll be Estherville. At first, the indication was it was going to be East. Yeah, wild, furious action here. Now, first of all, the shot attempt. Ball deflected. Who's going to get it? Well, I'll tell you, we're going to keep it right here. This action is so furious right now. Let's go to the Estherville huddle.
Boy, take it to him. You're going to get him.
All right, here's the East High huddle we're switching to right now.
That big guard's moving over there. We see that rebounding. All you've got to do is get it out. Get it on the rim, and we're going to get it either you or you two are going to get the rebound on it. So, be careful getting it over there. But once you get it over there, man, and reverse pivot and go right to the middle. Go right to the middle, up, and you guys hit them boards. Go, ready?
All right, there you see it. Bob Hansen admonishing his troops. But I'll tell you, this Estherville team is on fire right now, and East really playing some tremendous basketball, too. But Estherville, I think, got a break on that call, and now the ball is going to be played out of bounds, south side.
Amy Montgomery, who took a mean slide just before the timeout, is okay.
Here's Arment with the ball. Back over now to Noss. Diane starts her drive, starts a bounce in there, and they call a jump ball. It'll be Arment jumping on a key situation here with Satterfield of East.
Jim, the championship house is 13,067 people.
And the tip is controlled by Montgomery, but they, rule palming the ball?
They signal a palm, apparently. Amy Montgomery shaking off an injury to her right hand.
Right, Montgomery.
Anyway, Bill crowd unhappy.
I believe palming the ball.
That was the signal.
Palming the ball is the signal. No foul called, and Reynolds has it now. East is down by 3, 5.5 to play. Very aggressive on both sides. Roxanne Johnson goes to Diane Reynolds. Here's Reynolds. Roxanne against Rulin. Fights for that shot, and she drills it. Estherville's lead down to 1 point. Look at Satterfield aggressively coming after the ball. Stolen back again by Lammers. Over to Rulin. East forwards all over the place here. And now Jesse having trouble controlling it. Here's Amy Montgomery with it. Back to Noss. She's going to fire it up there. Gets it. Noss with a gutty shot that time. 35 points for Noss. Estherville leads again by 3, 59 to 56. 4:44 to play. Johnson. Reynolds. Johnson. Lowry out of the picture now. Johnson's doing it all there. Can't get it. And now Estherville with the rebound. Judy Rulin loses the ball. Diane Reynolds gets it back. A great move there by Roxanne Johnson. Roxanne Johnson was the one who did it. Here's Roxanne with it. Going against Lammers. Her shot is no good, and 3 seconds.
Too long in the lane.
All right, a steal now. First of all, set this up.
Watch
here comes Rulin. Look at that. Comes in there, slaps it away. And now, Debbie Niles with the ball. Debbie Niles. Lammers gets it across the line. Here's Arment with it on the right side of Montgomery to Noss. Noss down the lane. Bounce pass hit it under. The shot. Good! Fantastic shot by Brenda Arment.
What an athlete.
Oh, man, what a shot. Estherville leads 61 to 56. Here's Roxanne Johnson on Reynolds. Back to Roxanne again. Roxanne Johnson trying to find that opening. Opie Lowry underneath the Johnson. She almost loses it out of bounds. Opie Lowry can't do it. off balance. Bad shot. Can't get it. Lammers with it. Here's Niles. Niles across the line. And what's this going to be? Over and back it'll be. Right. That could have been a foul. But instead it's awarded to Estherville in forecourt.
The line violation happened before the contact.
That's right.
The clock.
Here's Montgomery with the ball. Intense play. Fundheller going after the ball. Taken by Montgomery. You're allowed to get up. And here's Diane Moss down the right side. She fakes. Shot. No good. Fundheller with a furious rebound. Puts it into forecourt.
3 minutes and 10 seconds.
Opie Lowry. Good. Great comeback here by East. Estherville 61, East of Des Moines 58, and one of the all-time thrillers. And now a foul is called on East Des Moines.
This will be
1-and-1 time. Is on Satterfield. Estherville does not have a foul. East now, so it's 1-and-1.
Amy Montgomery, a straight A student down there right now, has a chance to be a hero.
Amy Montgomery at the free throw line. And she does it. Amy Montgomery's an 80% free thrower. 62-58 Estherville. Exactly 3 minutes to play. 5-point lead for Estherville. 63-58. And East now. And almost a travel there on Donda Johnson.
The clock is almost a part of the ball game.
Now it's Opie Lowry. Can't get it. Rebound. And Debbie Niles is tied up with number 40, Roxanne Johnson at 5'10", and Niles at 6'1" will jump. Boy, look at the intensity of
Sharon Hansen is signaling the guard card, do not foul. East High wants timeout.
East wants a timeout before this jump, but I don't think they're going to. Yeah, they are going to get it. Estherville with a 63-58 lead. And we'll be back right after this.
GO brand soybeans.
Central Minnesota.
They're developed for specific maturity zones around the upper Midwest.
Northern Iowa.
Reason? To give you full season yield potential matched to your zone. Wherever GO brand soybeans are planted, their yields lead the way to higher profits. You'll find the right GO bean for your area at your cooperative.
For almost anything you need for farming, see your cooperative.
Okay, we're going to take a look at the Estherville huddle right now. Les Lammers. Frosty, and if Estherville does win, it'll certainly be sweet revenge for them. You may recall that 84-27 matchup of about, what, 4 years ago?
You betcha. 3 years ago, Jim, 1979. Some people say that's why they went to classification. The blowout was so bad. Jim, when we had 13,067 here tonight, that puts the total house, you're looking at Les Lammers, at 76,216 paid for the tournament.
Let's have a round of applause for Ewayne Cooley and everybody else connected with the promotion of this tournament. Okay, the tip, who's going to get it? They race for it. Lammers, and a foul is called on East. Foul is called on Opie Lowry as she tried to get the ball away from Lammers. Let's watch that one. Oh, man, a big call here. Let's see who got to it first. Lammers, the ruling is, got to it first, and Lowry fell on top of her.
They'll elect to have Amy Montgomery, but Jim, here's a critical thing now because Estherville goes to the line one and maybe on every shot. East Des Moines won't. Estherville hasn't committed a foul in this half.
Amy Montgomery, she drills it. Estherville now with its biggest lead, 64-58. No question Estherville came in here as an underdog. And Montgomery again. Look at that. Ice water shot of hers. Satterfield with the ball to Desi McGuire.
And 7 points is the biggest Estherville lead.
And here's Opie Lowry getting possession. She comes right back. Give her credit. Under pressure. Estherville leads by 5. But East steals the ball away again. Opie Lowry can't get it. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Estherville's up court. The pass a little bit too hard.
Diane Reynolds went clear up into the cheap seats that time. Up in the nickel seats.
She sure did. And there you see it. Knocked away by Satterfield. Goes underneath, and Lowry can't get it.
And that's Diane Reynolds that's running outside.
All right, so it's going to be played down court by Lammers. 2:25 to play in this game. State championship on the line. Debbie Niles with the ball.
2:20 to play.
Rioland across the line. Here's Rowland with the ball, and Montgomery travels. They rule a travel on Montgomery. Number 35, Montgomery, losing the ball. She traveled. Fell down. May have banged up her leg. I think she's had problems with that left leg before. Quite obviously, she's got it heavily bandaged. And now, Estherville's 5-point lead is being threatened by East. Reynolds, Diane Reynolds, off to Roxanne Johnson. Here's Johnson to Opie Lowry. Court pass for Reynolds, and an under, backdoor Reynolds. Now let's see what Estherville decides to do. They're going to put the ball in deep freeze. Diane Noss throws to Montgomery. Montgomery comes in, and what's going to happen here? Foul is called on Fundhiller. Foul is on Debbie Fundhiller.
1 minute, 53 seconds to go in this action.
Amy Montgomery can give her team a 5-point lead again as she hits two.
If you're wondering if there's ever been an overtime in a championship game, the answer is yes.
Montgomery. It's 66 to 62.
The last one on championship night was 1975, Mediapolis and Lakeview Auburn.
And now timeout is called by East. Timeout is called by East. We're going to keep it here. Estherville leading 66-62. Let's go down and see what Bob Hanson's saying.
Look, watch it. Don't be just throwing the ball. Okay? You understand? If you turn and she gets
over to Estherville now.
If they're pressing us, we don't have to bring it up. We can take a lot of time. To watch somebody coming off the line, Steve. This is no time to him. You got to keep your
Hang, you got to keep your composure now. You understand? You got to work hard. Come on now.
All right, time is in, and there'll be a big pressure free throw coming up here with Amy Montgomery when she comes to the line.
Jim, there's something else at stake here. Central Iowa has won the state title the last 5 years in a row with Ankeny and East Des Moines and Norwalk and Southeast Polk. The last time that Des Moines didn't, Lakeview Auburn, which is northwest Iowa, is a winner. And, of course, Estherville out of the Lakes Country in Emmett County is definitely northwest Iowa.
And as a matter of fact, Polk County, in which Des Moines is located, has been the actual winner of 4 of those 5. Norwalk is located just over the line in Warren County.
Oddly enough, Bob and Sharon Hansen live in Norwalk.
And here we go. Amy Montgomery at the free throw line, and she can't hit the pressure shot. Jessie McGuire with the rebound. The clock shows 1:50 to play. Roxanne Johnson with the ball. That point could loom awful large later. Diane Reynolds, Opie Lowry against Debbie Niles. Her little shot is there. Niles has got to watch herself. Now, 66 to 64, the lead for Estherville. Diane Noss.
90 seconds to play.
90 seconds in which history is going to be made, and Brenda Arment puts it through. You talk about a nerve shot. That was it.
No stall ball at all. That's their offense.
All right, and here's Lowry with the ball. Can't get it. Back to Roxanne Johnson. They're going to the big gal here. Lowry trying to make it along the baseline. She can't get it. The rebound, Lammers. And Lammers is tied up. Lammers is tied up with Roxanne Johnson. The Estherville fans don't agree with that one.
1:03 to play.
That's the way it's going to be. Lammers at 5'8" against East now, and Diane can't get it. And it's Estherville with the ball. The Lammers now as they get it across the line. Whistle blows. A foul is called on Satterfield. 57 seconds, and Frosty, this could be it.
Brenda Arment goes to the line on one, and maybe East High wants timeout to try and ice her.
All right, East wants a timeout, and we're going to go down to the floor once again and get into the huddle. That was East Des Moines. We'll take a listen to Bob Hanson.
You know what I mean? Back to the inside. Remember, every time we come out of the corner, roll. And we take the ball over here. Now, what I want you to look
Here's
for.
a little bit of Estherville.
No, not now. We're running a regular offense to shoot layups one-on-one. Only layups now, okay?
All right. It's laryngitis time for Bob Hansen and Coach Lammers. You talked to him last night, Frosty. You could hardly talk.
You betcha, Jim. I wonder, in the championship game, has anybody ever played the second half without committing a team foul? Eddyville is 57. Estherville is 57 seconds away.
Mike Henderson will know because he knows everything.
I can't remember it, but here's a big one and maybe for Debbie Arnett.
All right. Arnett is at the free throw line. Brenda Arnett, number 13 on the back of her uniform, and it's an unlucky 13.
That timeout worked.
Satterfield gets the rebound. Underneath now to Lowry, and it's all the way home.
Now, you heard Coach Les Lammers in a hoarse voice say, layups only. We'll run our regular offense.
Right. Now it's another foul on East on Satterfield. Boy, she's still piling up a lot of 5 fouls on Jamie Satterfield off the ball.
Obviously,
some kind.
East wants another timeout to ice the shooter, Arment. It worked the last time.
All right, Arment will be at the free throw line when time is in, and we're going down right now. We'll go to Estherville first.
You called 2 timeouts and told you to take that pass away. Now, why do you play behind her? You got her time and you got to get the ball out.
You got to move right in front of her and grab it. It's not that high. You're sound asleep on us back there again. Come on. Don't you want to win?
Any old pass down.
One case where neither coach is happy.
If they make it, we've got to come down and get a shot in a fairly much in a hurry. Taking the ball to the basket, something like that. Now, keep positioning that girl down in there, positioning her hard. Raise. They're trying to send your girl down there. When you see her, the ball in the air, I want to rebound her on the weak side hard. If she throws, rebound hard. But we're looking to 3, and we're going to try and make the pass.
Let's go, you guys.
Oh, that's Frosty. The looks of determination on those faces down there tells its own story, doesn't it?
Les Lammers was really on the case of Debbie Niles. He wants Niles behind Lowry, apparently, to cut it off rather than to try and get the pass. But it's all with Arment right here, Jim. 44 seconds, and what pressure on a little girl that's 17 years old.
Yeah, she's hit only 32% from the line in the tournament. She's 0-2 for tonight. Brenda Arment, and she does it. That is a big, big point.
Ice water in the veins. They took the timeout, so that wouldn't happen.
Brenda Arment was 0-2 and was only hitting 32.5, and she's over a 70% free thrower. Brenda Arment, a 4-point lead for the Estherville Missiles. 43 seconds to go in this ball game before it becomes history. Reynolds tapped away. Lammers gets the rebound. Jump ball is called. Whoa, look at him go at it down there.
Big finish. Julie Lammers.
Lammers and Lowry. Timeout. Estherville wants a timeout before the jump ball. All right, they took 5 seconds off the clock with that exit. Let's go down to East Des Moines and see what Bob is saying.
They get the ball, we almost need a forward to a foul.
Right. We need to go to the foul on a rebound or whatever it is. If the shot's missed, we have to almost foul on the first pass. Off the court. We don't dare let them control it at all, Harley. Let's get to see it.
Forwards, no matter what.
All right, over to Les Lammers of Estherville.
You're on which side? The other side? We'll see how much time's left when we get the ball back.
We won't put it at freeze. We want to get it on over and get an easy layup.
All right, keep her going. Keep her going to the basket.
One more time with East Des Moines here.
Make
One more
sure.
time.
When you tip outside, make sure you go to it, all right? What I want you to do then is, once you tip to Diane, slide down the post, Roxanne, come up to the point, take the basketball and go to the basket. Pull up and get the jumper.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Roxanne is going to take the shot on the tip from Lowry.
All right, and now it's going to be Opie Lowry, 6'3" against 5'8" tall Julie Lammers.
35 seconds to play.
That's the story. We're watching the clock. East has the ball. Roxanne Johnson looks to Lowry. Clock ticking away. 29 seconds to play. Back around over to Roxanne Johnson. Here's Johnson's shot. It is good. And now, what will Estherville do? Well, obviously they're going to go into a control game. Amy Montgomery back again. Clock shows 14 seconds. And now a foul is called on Jessie McGuire. McGuire doing what she had to do.
It'll be a two-shot foul, I think, intentional. East wants timeout.
Exactly what the coach, she did what the coach told her to do.
It won't
out
be.
there with a foul. They got to get that ball back, and now a timeout.
But it won't be Brenda Arment this time. It'll be little Diane Nouse, who hasn't been at the line for a while.
She's just 10 for 16 for the tournament. Here's Estherville.
They go down and shoot. You guys make sure you don't foul. You watch the time to see how much time's left and get the ball in a circle. If there's 5 seconds or less left, you don't pass it out of the circle. You hold it. We get 5 seconds, okay? All right.
Now back over to East Des Moines, down by 2 points here. Opie Lowry has 40 points for the game, and Diane Noss has 35.
And Opie Lowry has 167 points for the tournament.
Diane, if you come here.
There'll be an explosion in this place like you've never seen before. 12 seconds from now, regardless of who wins. And at the free throw line will be Diane Noss.
Jim, Randy Peterson and Mike Henderson, Des Moines Tribune and Iowa Girls Union both picked East Des Moines. E. Wayne Cooley picked Estherville.
He's never been wrong.
Except when he picked sports announcers.
Well, let's not say that. All right, here's Diane Noss now with the big one at the free throw line. She gets 2. First one is good. And Estherville may have locked up the championship with that.
Ice water in the
Look
veins.
at Bob Hansen. Look of dismay. Tells the story there and can't get the second one. Fundheller with the ball. They'll probably let him shoot. Here comes. They don't want to foul. Roxanne Johnson. They give her the shot. 4 seconds. The ball is put into play. Estherville is the champion. Estherville wins it. One of the most dramatic finishes in the history of girls basketball. Estherville 71. East Des Moines 70. An upset of the favorite and revenge by this Estherville team against a team that completely dominated them 3 years ago, 84-27. Estherville was humiliated by East Des Moines. Diane Noss was a starter on that team, and fittingly, it was Diane Noss's free throws that won it.
You betcha, Jim.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll let the action and the picture on the floor tell its own story here. Estherville absolutely delirious. A great, great championship game. Okay, Frosty, you've got to say, a tremendous championship game. Both teams coming from behind constantly, but Diane Noss, under pressure, responding with the free throw that really won it.
Right, Jim, we've had 42 different schools now win the state championship in Iowa. 38 of them have carried the name of their hometown, and Estherville is the latest to do that.
And as we said before, Diane Noss, the hero, and look at the crowd going crazy. Estherville is #1, and they hold it up. A sea of red on the basketball court right now. You stick around. We got the presentation of trophies and the announcement of the all-tournament team. Now down to George Turner at courtside, if we can find him. All right, George,
would you clear the floor, please,
trying
so
to
we
get
might get on with the award.
The attendance tonight, Frosty, 13,067. Another great high school tournament.
And nobody asking for their money back. Not on this one.
Not on this one ever. Oh, man, what a finish. You know, they talk about exciting basketball finishes.
And stay with us because the all-tournament team, as well as the presentation of trophies.
Selected by representatives of press, radio, and television. At guard from Terrell, Kayleen Krieger. At guard from Fairfield, Laura Stump. from East Des Moines, Jamie Satterfield. At forward from Estherville, Diane Knopf.